What? Good evening, everybody. Welcome to, I guess we're on. I just want to make sure we're on. It's been so long, I don't even know if I'm on. Welcome to,
I'm looking on the other, I'm looking on what you call it. So yeah, we on.
So welcome to another edition of the Curve UnPlugged. This is your girl, Nikki Dollars. I'm so glad to be back. This is another episode of Dollars and Cents. We have some people coming on, so bear with us. But if you are watching us on YouTube, please subscribe, hit that button and subscribe. If you're not, please go to YouTube, The Curve UnPlugged, and subscribe. With me, I have one of my guests, and it's Kels. How are you, Mr. Kels?
What's going on, Ma? I'm good.
Good. Glad to have you. Glad to have you on.
I'm happy to be here. Love y'all. So,
Thank you. We love you.
Every you call me, I'll be like, they like me. I'm going back. Yay.
There's a lot that's been happening, not only this week, but just in these past couple of months. But here this week, we had a lot of stuff going on. I guess I want to say maybe some people might have misspoke. Maybe I want to say that.
I feel like saying misspoke implies that when they said what they said, they didn't mean what they said when they said it. And I don't think that's the case this week.
Okay, we'll get into that. And
what? I want to get into it.
We're talking. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, y'all. Yeah. We really want to thank you, Jennifer. Hey, Keena. So, I made a couple. It's a lot of things. I had a lot of stuff on my mind. I've been off social media for about a good month or so, and I came back this week, and I just had a lot of stuff to say. I still got a lot of stuff to say. I got a lot of more stuff to say, and I think some of I was ruffling some feathers, which I'm okay with, because hey, that's what I do. I'm cool with that.
Right.
But it started, and I'm jumping all around here. But the title tonight, we're talking about, are we woke or not? Everybody's hashtag now, stay woke. Stay woke. Just, okay. So you ain't never supposed to sleep, just stay woke.
Nah. Sleep is the cousin of death. Nas told you that.
So stay woke. And there is this, I don't even know how to say it. It's not even the Black consciousness I remember seeing from the 60s, from the civil rights movements. This new Black consciousness that we have, in my opinion, is sometimes very distorted. But again, that's just my opinion. And I'm going to explain. For instance, one of my comments this week was Starbucks, because I'm sorry, us brown people, when everybody gets upset, they make us upset. We want to boycott. We want to boycott, and then tomorrow we okay, like we forgot, we cool, right? So I want to know, were we still boycotting Starbucks? Because I personally have my Starbucks card I've been holding on to, waiting for us to stop boycotting, because I know, after 2 or 3 weeks, we good, right?
You got it again. I don't frequent. My problem whenever we want to protest stuff is I already don't buy whatever the thing is we protested, with the exception of Netflix, when Monique said boycott Netflix. But I don't go to Starbucks, so I'm already boycotting Starbucks. You know what I mean? Like, okay, they obviously not missing my $20 a week or whatever it is people spend on coffee. So okay, if you want. But I also feel like when you say, okay, Starbucks, in that incident where the gentleman got two gentlemen got arrested, in that incident, it was more of the manager or the whoever made that phone call. I don't feel like that was a Starbucks thing, because when I have gone to Starbucks, you could sit there all day and
Exactly.
do whatever. You know what I mean? You know, I feel like in that situation, that person is at fault, not the company. Granted, I do like the steps that they took because they were right on it. Like they were straight, like, oh, whoa, 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 hey, no.
Exactly. And that was my point when I put the post up. So my question was, and that's exactly how I feel. Are we saying that this is more of a branding issue versus an individual manager who obviously has an issue with African American people?
Exactly. I think it was an individual issue. Now, granted, also, it's funny too when you see stories like this, then you see other stories that are similar that pop up like it. And I still think even in those other stories that pop up, it's still the individual. It's not a company thing. It's not like, hey, you know, they issued a damn manual that was like, if you see, you know, blah, blah, blah. They didn't do that. You know what I mean? So I still feel like it's an individual. Now, you can still hold the company responsible for, I don't even know how you could even, actually, I don't even know if you can, but you can still hold the company responsible because, you know what, the manager, whoever represents the company.
Right.
Hold them responsible to that degree. But it's obviously not Starbucks policy to go around arresting Black people that are sitting inside of a Starbucks.
And I think that's where we got lost, because I understand. I still feel like this was an individual's actions versus a brand. The brand, the CEO stepped up. He took accountability.
Yeah.
And Starbucks is actually closing out all of their stores on May 29th for racial sensitivity training. So now, my question was,
yeah, go ahead.
What else do we want? When we boycott, we're boycotting and we're making our voice heard to invoke a change or to make these people take responsibility and do something about it, make it right. Everybody wanted Starbucks to make this right. So in efforts to make it right, the CEO went and met with the young guys. I don't know what's going to happen with their records. And this manager has since been relieved from the company. What else do we want? I understand people saying, hey, they should have never got arrested. I agree. The police, you know, or some people say, hey, they could have just left when the police told them to leave. They could have, would have, should have. They could have left when the police told them to leave. The police could have not arrested them, and the police could have actually absolutely not have been called. So either way, you slice it or dice it, it was a horrible situation. But this company has stepped up and shown us that, hey, we hear you. We're sorry, and we're making efforts so that this will never happen again. So I don't understand what else we want. Are you stuck, Kels? Are you still with me, Kels? Hello? I think I lost Kels, y'all. All right, so as I was saying, until he comes back, this is what my opinion is. I'm sure you have an opinion. Shakisha says, I love the way your CEO responded. I do as well. Again, he took responsibility and they're trying to make it right. Oh, I completely lost Kels. So what do you guys think? Well, that's what I think. Oh, he's back. So
5 minutes. You there, Nick?
I can hear you now.
You got me? Okay. All right. I don't know what happened. I must have had a internet thing, whatever.
That's okay. So we have another comment that says, yes, it would be nice to know what we really want. I don't know what we want.
Oh, I
don't know.
Well, there must have been some space and time that I missed a part of the discussion. So what was
I just gave my opinion, which is basically the same thing you did. And I'm just asking, what else do we want these people? What else do we want this brand to do? What else do we want this company to do.
See, I don't think. Okay, so shutting down the stores for a day shows something, right? It shows they're, taking some responsibility. But think about it. Just like how I'm gonna slide this in here. Hopefully, I can make this connection. Just like how the current president was
lost
able.
You
lost me again?
Oh, got you back.
Got me. Okay. So just like how the current president was able to slide in there and take this election, right? That's because we didn't know. We thought he was going to lose, right? There's like no way this guy's going to win. But what you didn't know was the hearts and minds of your neighbor. You see what I'm saying? You didn't know that secretly, they think like this. So even though Starbucks is shutting down for the day, what does that really do for the person inside? You know what I mean? What does that really do, for that racist manager who's just sitting there like, man, this is some bullshit. I got to sit here and listen to this all day long, blah, blah, blah. Does it really change that person? It does. It doesn't fundamentally change who they are because they shut down for one day. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't know what's inside of a person. Yeah, they could do this for the day, and then next thing you know, next week it's happening all over again.
But I mean, in that sense, that's all of us. Like when you go to different companies, they don't ask you what your views are on race relations,
right?
Or what your views are on homosexuality, or anything that could be what are your political views, anything that can be controversial. But at least the brand is taking that step. Now, if they're disseminating this information. Now, if you choose not to, as an employee, take that information and use it, that at that point, is it still Starbucks' fault that you didn't take that information and use it? If the brand is making an effort, because again, you can't control how people racially feel about other nationalities. I can't, or even ethnic groups or religions. I can't. If that was the case, I don't think we'd have any employees at anywhere.
You would nobody be working anywhere. And I think what it will do, or what it will do, is it will hopefully, before the person reacts and says, "Yo, I'm calling the police," you know what I mean? Because they don't want another debacle like that. Right. So that's the only thing I think it will do is cause them to pause and be like, "Oh crap, we just had a thing where we shut the whole company down for one day. Do I want to be the next person to shut the whole company down for a day?" So
and they're going to lose money. You know how much money Starbucks will lose when shutting their company down for one day. And we have some comments. I want to get to your comments, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comments because we will get to them. So we have some comments. We have Mr. Your Partner on the line, Mr. Jimmy Baldwin. How are you, sir? Can you hear us?
Gotta turn his mic on. See him, but I don't hear him.
We can see you, but we can't hear you. Okay, let's get to some comments while he gets his sound together. So one comment says, it sets the tone that will not be tolerated. And I agree. Where you can't change their mind. As a company, you are setting the tone that we will not tolerate blatant racial insensitivity, or if it's religious or political insensitivity. So that is their responsibility to set that tone. So now as an employee, even if you hate, you're anti-Semitic, we can hear you now.
All right, cool. That was my fault. I had it plugged in through something else. I'm sorry, my bad.
That's okay. Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you. What's up, Kels? What's good?
What's going on, baby?
Chilling, man. Taking it easy,
Yeah.
What y'all talking about?
So we're talking about right now, we're discussing the Starbucks incident, and we're just going over some comments from some of the guests. Black guest says she thinks that Starbucks did a great job responding to the backlash. The CEO spoke up right away, apologized, spoke to the guys, and is given more training. I agree. I think that these are, it's almost like you ask for something, and then when you get it, you like,
you don't know.
Okay, I don't know what to do now. What do I do? You gave me what I want. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, something else. I said I just, it's something else you need. I know it's something else. I just don't know what it is yet, but I'm just going to stay over here and still be mad at you. Yeah. And I feel like that's what we're doing with Starbucks. What are your thoughts on that, Jimmy?
Hold on. Let me change to my other Wi-Fi because y'all breaking up a little bit.
We have another comment. I'm just go down the comments. So a comment says, she doesn't think it is Starbucks' responsibility to change people, but it is their responsibility to hold their folks accountable if they operate against the company standard.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? I mean, they're a company. They have a way that they do things. You know, whatever that way is, that's their way of doing things. And so as a person who, you know, somebody that goes in there, you're not the company. You're a patron. You know, you don't know what the rules are. You just, you know, whatever. So they have to be held accountable, because if you go to a place and the manager is whatever, racist or whatever he is to you, that manager, as long as he got that uniform on, represents that company.
Representative, exactly.
So he's got to be held. The company has to be held responsible, because that's your man right there. You know, absolutely. I mean? You have to hold him responsible. Now, and yes, he take the shirt off, you know, and he got his regular shirt on. Okay, you know, that's another thing.
Right. And yes, Keena, I do want my coffee, and I'm going to get my coffee this weekend. I promise you. I got enough to get 3 grande caramel macchiatos with almond milk and extra Splenda. So yes. We can't hear you, Jimmy.
You hear me now? You hear me now?
Okay. All right. So do you have a comment on this Starbucks issue?
Starbucks issue. One thing I will say, like you said before earlier, when we get our way with something, we don't know how to act. And we're so used to protesting and going against, and you know what I'm saying, going out fighting. And I think it kind of threw us off when we got somebody that owns a big company to understand what we go through, and they shut it down real quick. So I commend people like that. But to add, it's just a lot of people who are not black or not Spanish that do a lot of things that are racist, but they don't know they do it. And it's it's a shock to their system, I guess, to find out that they're offending a lot of people. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's crazy, but it is what it is.
I agree. So all in all, you know, I'm happy that this international brand, not just national, because they're all over the world, that they did take these steps to actually hear us and put forward action steps to show us that they hear us.
Yeah, big time.
That came down to dollars, though. That came down to money. They didn't want them pockets to get affected.
But you know what? And I just read the other day that after this incident, they haven't really lost out on many sales.
Why would they? You know what I mean? Why would they? You know what I'm saying? This happened. Starbucks, for more or less, is not targeting the black community. They're in it.
I take that back. I disagree, only because especially now, if you go into cities, especially communities where there was never Starbucks, like for instance, Miami Gardens.
That's right. Miami Gardens. There's a Starbucks on 27th Avenue.
Starbucks. Now, when Starbucks first opened, they weren't in the hood, but now they are repositioning themselves to get more stores in our neighborhoods.
Right. That's what I'm saying to you. They weren't targeting our dollar. Okay. Now in the last few, maybe, you know, in the last few maybe year or so or whatever, now it's like, oh snap, they spending money too. Well, we can't have this. We can't have them all mad at us. So we shutting it all down. We can't have we can't have them mad at us. We got to shut this whole thing down so they can understand that we need their dollars, because they're putting, like you just said, there's a Starbucks on 27th Avenue and Miami Gardens over there. They're putting money into it now because they recognize we have spending power. But if you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, a couple years ago, when it, like I say, if this was 2012, they wasn't checking for black people in 2012.
They weren't in our communities. Okay. They have come a long way. Even since before they started putting the stores in our community, Starbucks has a very extensive community give back program where they were still sending our kids to college.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, so they, even though we were, don't want to say unofficially, but it was I want to double down, trickle down. We were still benefiting from some of those profits through either nonprofit organizations or them assisting some of our children, Black and brown children, to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good.
We have a comment from Dewan. He says he never ever go to Starbucks. Okay. So he said, no, we're not. Well, I'm saying do what you want to do. If you don't want to go to Starbucks, don't go to Starbucks. But in my opinion, I don't want you to not go to Starbucks on a premise, oh, this one manager, or maybe a couple of different incidents where there was a manager who was racially biased.
Well, I can't go to Starbucks because the computer I got won't work in Starbucks. So I bought my computer for someone, and it won't work in Starbucks. So, you know.
And Dewan, I disagree. I don't think we're giving up too easily. I think we've gotten what we want. I don't know, what else do we want Starbucks to do? What else do we want them to do in this situation?
Yeah.
If we want these companies to be accountable and be responsible, and they're showing us that they are.
Yeah.
What else?
Because in all this, they did they awarded the two gentlemen, if I read correctly, the two gentlemen, they awarded them like a promise of $200,000 to go to some scholarships or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The guys didn't want money. I think they settled for $1 each.
Yeah.
And then wanted $200,000 to go into like the community for some scholarships or something like that. I can't be.
I think he cut out.
Yeah.
So
me?
Okay.
Must be my internet. Let me log out of this and try to log back.
Yeah, I had to go out of my internet as well too, and re-log into another one. That was a lot cleaner.
Let me do that then. Let me do that.
Okay. So yeah, you know, again, it's your choice. If you choose not to patronize Starbucks, that is absolutely your choice. It's not my choice, because I will be going.
I never really drunk coffee like that, but I didn't have no problem with them. And two, I do understand that they have managers there, and sometimes it be the person's, the manager's personal feelings that's going towards these people, not, not Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad they did bring it to their attention. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You treating these people. And you know what? We have to commend how these gentlemen acted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They kept they cool. They didn't really snap out. Look at them. They just wanted $2. They got $2 in programs for people, working towards a better understanding. So, I commend them gentlemen how they handled it. So, I'm good with that.
Absolutely. So we just found out that the Starbucks in our down South Florida in Miami Gardens is Black owned. I didn't know that. So kudos. And again, we're going to move on, but I just want to give these last two comments. So Dewan says Starbucks doesn't do anything. Let's not go to Starbucks anymore. They only take money out of the community, and that's not true. Again, they give back in their nonprofit to nonprofits, and they hire and help our kids go to college. And we see now they are reinvesting in our community by opening stores there. So when they open their stores there, who do they hire?
Yeah. Sometimes you get some people who, they just want to chase everybody out of somewhere, but they ain't got nowhere else for them to go to. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, leave Starbucks alone, but you don't got them. You can't get them a job, or you can't send people to school. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to work with people sometime.
Absolutely.
So
Keena says, again, we're going to move on, y'all. So Keena says, so going forward, should the person leave immediately and never return to do business with the company? Because it almost seems like sometimes people let incidents get out of hand because they feel they have something to prove, and they don't. Take your power by keeping your money in your pocket.
True.
And I agree. And my thing is with us, what I see with us, we're so easily to forgive. Again, I don't hear anyone talking about H&M when they decided to brand the little African-American boy in a monkey outfit. And everybody wanted us to boycott H&M.
I still went to H&M. I ain't gonna front.
I did. Well, I don't shop at H&M, but yeah. I mean, we quickly forgot about H&M real quick.
Yeah.
You know.
But the mom didn't have a problem with H&M. She didn't have a problem with the situation because you know, in where are they from? What, Britain? What were they from? London?
Mm-hmm.
They don't view racism like we do on our level. So we, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we've heard people being called porch monkey before. So we always attach it to, you know what I'm saying, like a slave mentality type situation. But in London, they might not look at it the same way. And that's why the mother of that child didn't really take it so personal. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then even Puffy offered him a deal, but he didn't
Yes.
offer him a deal before the situation. So, you know what I
Right.
mean? You know,
Absolutely. All I'm saying is, hey, let's
be
I hate to
fair.
say let's be fair, but again, in our thinking, let's just think about the entire picture.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying. Whatever you choose, but do with your own personal money, by all means.
yeah,
That's your personal money to choose, but you
exactly.
and again, you know, I said I'm moving on, but this could happen at any company. If you go to Macy's and somebody offends you racially, so now which happens. I know a lot of incidents going into stores, hiring stores in richer neighborhoods, and you're African. You know, first it was the racial profiling, but where they would follow you around the stores because you were not Caucasian. But we still go and shop.
Yeah,
Tommy
exactly.
Hilfiger. We still buy Tommy Hilfiger.
Here's what
You
I here's
by
what I
time.
would like. Here's what I would like for people to do. If something offends Keisha, if it offends you,
Mm-hmm.
yo, go ahead and you can protest. You can protest it. I'm not gonna sit around and bash you for protesting it. I'm gonna let you do your thing. If the
Right.
military offends me, let me protest the military. Everybody can protest what they want. Just
Absolutely.
don't get on the computer bashing the other person for, you know, what they feel is right. I think everybody should have a right to protest what they don't, or what they do want to protest. Do your thing, and then we meet back up in the middle and discuss. You know what I'm saying, how far we got with our protest.
Absolutely. I agree.
Am I in there? Y'all see me?
We
Yeah,
can
I can
see
see
you
you.
and
Yeah,
we can
Okay.
hear you.
Oh,
yeah, you
okay,
can hear you
okay.
too.
I switched it to my phone, so I didn't want to. I want to make sure.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, I think I would agree with that. You're right. Like, uh, you're right. I ain't got nothing to say. You right. You right.
All
Seemed
right.
like
I
it was
can't even
gonna be
expound on
good
that.
though.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
So let's move on to another. There's a whole lot been going on, and I want to talk about this recent Mr. Kanye West.
Yeah,
Pretty
You
cool guy.
know, a lot of people, y'all. You know, let me just say this. I don't know who the social marketing managers are of Black Twitter. Who is the coordinator of the
yeah,
Black Twitter movement? Because baby, y'all own it.
yeah,
Whoever your social media manager marketing of Black Twitter be on point.
yeah,
As
yeah,
soon as it happens, Black Twitter the memes,
They on fire.
the hashtags, y'all own it.
yeah,
Can I
Fire.
hear y'all? Listen,
yeah.
CMG, we need some social media marketing. Black Twitter, y'all can you come and help us out?
They on fire, boy.
Because baby, Black Twitter is on fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So to just paraphrase, and did you guys see the interview? Because it's been on everywhere.
Yeah, I caught it.
I'm. I don't want to get too deep first. I'm gonna let you talk first, and I'm gonna
Okay.
get into that interview.
So basically, Mr. Kanye, Mr. West said that you know, when he thinks about slavery and the being we talking about over 400 years, he thinks that it was a choice.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think with that, oh God, I think with what he was saying, and let me preface this with I'm not defending him. I think what he was saying, when you're doing something for that long, you haven't thought. What it sounded like to me, what he was saying was, you mean to tell me y'all been slaves for this long? Y'all never thought to uprise and take over and do something about your situation, is what it sounded like.
yeah,
But when you know a little more about it, it wasn't no damn choice. I mean, we're talking a system put in place to
yeah,
keep you down. You know what I
yeah,
mean? That's like me right now saying, you know what, I'm here, I'm black, but you know what? being black is a choice to me, and I'm just not going fuck it. I just don't no longer want to adhere to. No, man. If there's a system that's in place to stop you, to squish you, to hold you down, you know what I mean? I mean, at one point, you know, that was legal, that was law. So when this is the law right now, it's illegal for me to run up in a bank and rob it. You know what I'm saying? That's illegal. I cannot do that. I'll be prosecuted, blah, 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 blah. That's the law. You know what I'm saying? So if the law is you can own people and they are your property and you can do with them whatever you want, there is no consequence for that.
That is not a choice.
That's not a choice. I own this phone. I bought this phone. I could throw this phone out the window it's mine. It's my property. The phone ain't got no choice but to get thrown out the window if that's what I want. And when you're property, when you're put down to nothing but a thing for someone to do whatever they see fit with, and that's you're ingrained in you. Now we're talking 400 years. I'm 39 years old. This is 400 years. So, you know, my teachings come from my parents, who got it from their parents, who got it from their parents. So my way of thinking is ingrained in me from the society, you know, that I've been a part of for 39 years. This is 400 years. You know what I'm saying? That's a long ass time. That's 400. That's 4 centuries.
I think the brother, he's obviously a little lost. I agree. I'm not defending him.
I disagree with Lil.
I'm a little lost.
As Chris Brown say, he been drinking the Jenna juice.
But he's definitely disconnected from reality.
He's disconnected. He's a disillusioned. The only thing I can't agree with is I believe that now we are mentally enslaved. I think that we have not, whereas the physical shackles are broken, the mental shackles are still not broken.
And that's what he confused.
Exactly.
That's what he confused.
I think he was trying to go down that road, but he kind of veered off. He didn't quite make it. Like there was a what you call a bridge, and then he couldn't get across because the bridge had broke. He stood there on this side of the bank, and he was trying to jump over, but he kind of just fell. Right.
Fell hard and deep. Now, and the problem is with me, like, okay, what he said was extremely offensive, and you're correct. I think he was trying to get to the point because you had mental slavery, and then after a while, the whites here were killing off so many people that they had to make sure that they don't kill off the workers because they are the ones producing the work. So you had someone come over here by the name of Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch had to teach slave masters how to control their slaves without killing them. So they start implementing the Willie Lynch methods, which turn slaves against each other. You know what I'm saying? The skinny against the fat, the tall against the short, the old against the young. You know what I mean? Like different ideologies and stuff like that to try to mentally cripple them. And that's what he was trying to say, because it said that Willie Lynch method will keep people enslaved 400 years plus. And I think he was trying to get there, but couldn't get quite there. But to slide it back a little bit, if you look on the TMZ interview, he had a low cut. You look on the interview with Charlemagne the God, he had a lot of hair. So I'm saying this to say all this was plotted up. Charlemagne the God, T.I., Snoop Dogg, all of them are all in this together to uprile us, get us rowdy, and just so Kanye West could sell an album. Now, that's what disturbs me the most. If I really thought he was crazy, I would let this slide. But when I feel as if you're toying with our emotions just to get something out there, I got a serious problem with you.
So you think that this is all a ploy for his new album?
Yes.
Well, didn't he have the song out like the next day?
That's my point.
With T.I. on the song. Like he had T.I. on the song the next day.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about, because T.I. was upset with him. So how you get a song done with T.I. already with the conversation that we are having right now?
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Granted, you know, as a producer, he could have throwaway beats. I'll give him that. Granted, he might have a studio in his home. I'll give him that. Granted, he might be a phone call away from T.I. I'll give him that. You know what I'm saying? And as a writer myself, I understand the process. Sometimes you flaunt, and you could theoretically, it is possible for them to have recorded a song in a day. It's possible.
But we talking about dialogue. They didn't just have a regular or just put together rap. This was dialogue.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm agreeing with you, because I feel like everything lined up so perfect, and you got a fucking song that like, really, dude, like, y'all ain't go back and forth first, or we just gonna here go a song. Like, I was like, damn, dude, like, how you? Wow, okay. So that's why I think you're right on that. I feel like he's trying to sell, us something or whatever.
So right now, what we're saying is any publicity is good publicity.
You don't need that, though. He's Kanye West.
Yeah. But who was his family? The Kardashians now. That's his family. That's his immediate family right now.
Yeah, that's all he got. His mom's is gone. You know what I'm saying? And that's all he got. You know, and it's funny. You've been seeing that meme with him and Jay-Z, where it says like, how your wife is determines how you are. Something like that. Yeah. You see they sit next to each other, right? At an awards or whatever it is. Jay-Z and Beyonce get up. Kanye and Kim get up. Kanye hugs Jay-Z, goes crazy. He hugged Beyonce, blah blah blah. Jay-Z walked past Kim like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because his wife is Beyonce. Yeah, he don't do all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's what you're saying is true. It's who he's around that's influencing how he's thinking and how he's moving and whatnot.
And I'm sorry, just to
I still think he's a little lost. And what I would love for this, because I think Kanye is an awesome lyricist. The way his rhymes, the way he writes, I think is awesome. And if this brother really feels this way, that we are mentally enslaved, he has all the means, all the access, to help debunk this in his community.
He could.
He has that.
He could. He said some shit about Obama. Obama was in office 8 years and didn't fix the water in Flint or whatever the thing in Flint. Okay, but you Kanye West, you couldn't hold you so concerned about that right now. You couldn't hold a concert over there and make a benefit and get your rich friends together and get $55 million to fix that. If that's your thing, you so quick to jump on the last president. I mean, but you want to jump on board with this president. He's still mad because Obama called him a jackass.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Pretty much. Now to go back to their stunts that they try, and just to show you how much disrespect they got for the black community, I want to remind y'all of how Kylie tried us. What did Kylie do?
Kylie Jenner?
Yeah, do you remember that she mimicked the Black Lives Matter march in that Pepsi commercial?
Oh, yeah.
So this is what they do. That is textbook Kardashian. That's textbook. Do something to get them talking. And then, as we all know, his wife became famous. You know, she already had money, but she became famous off of a home video. And he says it in his rap, and he's proud of it.
And then her mom branded her to get money for that video. Yes, she did.
Yeah, and the thing that's crazy about that whole family is they all talentless. None of them can actually do anything. You know what I mean? Like, none of them. They don't do shit. Like, I don't understand it.
No, they got a good talent in choosing crazy black men. I guess so. But man, I mean, they don't sing, they don't dance, they don't act, they don't rap, they don't cook, they don't clean, they don't do shit. Nothing. And they balling. And people look up to them.
That somebody who is close to him can really pull his brother aside.
What?
No.
I think it's a ploy. I think it's a ploy. I think that's what I'm saying. I think this is a stunt that got out of hand. You know what I mean?
So you think he got twisted?
Yeah, he got good sense. This is a stunt that got out of hand, and nobody can blow their cover because they're gonna come out with bloody hands too.
Okay. So let's
Possibly.
stay tuned.
I
Because
think
you know
he's
we
off.
will snitch eventually. Somebody
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
I think
yes.
he's off. I
come
think he.
out.
I think he. I think he's disconnected. Is the bottom line. I think college dropout Kanye would fight current Kanye if you could put them in the
But
ring
even
together.
when the guy was talking to him, his face, he was looking like a deer in the headlights to me. Like he was so perplexed.
Uh-huh.
Like, are you seriously? Even though he asked the question, do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm not thinking? I don't have
Yeah.
forward thinking. And when the guy came at him, he really looked like he was looking almost like he was having an out of body experience. Like he
Yeah.
wasn't even there.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
that,
know.
even in that, you talking about the TMZ
Yes.
situation? See,
Mm-hmm.
now if you listen to the TMZ, it was so well thought out. It was so well put together. That's why I don't, because when you're emotional, and you know how we argue with each other, right? You don't really think about what you really want to say good until after it's already over. At a moment notice, you put all that together. At a moment's notice, in front of the TV cameras, you wasn't nervous to talk back to Kanye.
Well, I know he might. He might have. No, I felt like I don't know. I hate speculation, but I did
Yeah.
feel like his retort was genuine. I do feel like
Uh-huh.
he might have just been a knowledgeable brother that could have ripped that off the top
Uh-huh.
of his dome. What I don't like is the setup to it. You know what I mean? Like, because they only showed you like half. They only showed you some of it. There's another
Yeah.
part of that video where
Yeah.
he after that brother, what's his name, Van, I think it is.
Yeah.
After that brother says what he says, there's
Yeah.
another part to the video where Kanye walks up to him and
Yeah.
they
I'm sorry.
continue talking.
Yeah.
I saw
You
that,
know what
but
I
he
mean?
said, "I'm sorry, I offended you."
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
keep talking, and I'm like, okay, well that it almost seemed as if Kanye was sort of trying to take back what he said and explain it better. He still fucked it up, but
Now,
it
now,
seemed to be like he was retracing it.
now, think about the type of person Kanye West is. Now, do you remember what's his name, Dame Dash, when he went to the Breakfast Club?
Mm-hmm.
You mean?
The way Dame Dash talk at people, he don't let you get a word in. That's just how stars are, most of them. But when they're powerful like that, if it was real to me, he wouldn't have never let that man finish his statement like that, embarrassing him on TV. You
I don't
understand
know
what
if
I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but I don't.
I
Again,
don't I don't
speculation.
see I don't see Kanye letting me talk to him that way.
Right, but if if he were in a situation where he just says fucked up shit just
Uh-huh.
now, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then you got the only that I could see the only brother in the place trying to
Yeah.
come at him.
Yeah.
It seemed only right for him to let him speak. You see what I'm saying? Because who else was gonna check him? None of the white people was gonna say anything.
Yeah.
So it to me it felt right for him to check him on that. So which is why I
Yeah.
feel like maybe it was more genuine. The
But
whole
we
entire
talking about a
thing,
person that we talking about a person that did a marathon. No, what do you call it? Salon, the marathon, whatever. He got on there and said, President Bush do not like black people. This the
right? Yeah,
same
yeah, yeah.
person we talked about.
Yeah, but I feel like the whole thing is
But
orchestrated,
we know that
right?
Kanye is dead and gone. That Kanye that said that is dead and
Yeah,
gone.
that
He ain't,
Kanye not here no more. So
But
you
that,
Right.
dealing with this
which
Kanye.
which raises another question: who's the real Kanye?
Well, you'll never know
Exactly.
that.
Who is the
You
fake one? Who is
so
the
I
real
have
one?
I don't mean to cut you off, guys, but we have another lady, yay, online with us.
Isn't that what Kanye
Hi.
said?
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
So
Fluffy.
I know you've been listening. So I want to
Yes.
get your take on this. What do you think about Kanye and what's going on with him right now?
Well, I had the same question too. Who is the real Kanye? Like his credibility to me is shot. Like every time you turn around, he's saying one thing and then cleaning it up. He's contradicting himself left and right. Like who is the real Kanye? Like at this point, I feel like what he does is for attention. I
Yeah,
can't even take anything he says seriously at this point,
yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
So we have a question. Keena wants to know, do you guys agree with anything he said, though?
As far as slavery being a choice, nah, I disagree completely. It was our people made several attempts to free themselves. Look at the Haitians. they they died for their country to have their independence. It's so many different scenarios I can bring up. Look at Harriet Tubman. So many slaves died trying to be free. So for him to say that slavery was a choice, I mean, I can't see that. It's too many aspects of slavery to even say, okay, I mean, I see people's take on it when they said, oh, well, he means mental slavery, but no, I disagree. I disagree. I feel like it was disrespectful.
Very disrespectful. I don't
Yeah.
agree with anything he said at all, period, point blank.
Right.
But I will commend him for getting us to have this conversation.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
but what does this conversation do? Because like, uh, I get what you're saying, but it's like, okay, we talking about, but okay,
Okay, well,
now
Well,
what are we? Now
I,
what?
I would say this. It would magnify what I meant about Willie Lynch. It will
yeah.
magnify. Yeah, it
Yeah.
will magnify. Like, okay, now you understand. So when I see this brother over here, don't have no animosity towards me because I just want to help you. You know what I'm saying? When girls see each other, there won't be no looking her up and down. It'd be like, okay, my sister, how can I help you? As opposed to, dividing. You know what I'm saying? And separating from each other. And this, that, and other. So I think this is, it's a crazy way of getting us together. So
Yeah.
he might be brilliant. I don't know.
Right, we won't know until it's over.
And I
Yeah,
hope
I
in
know.
all of this that the rest of us sane people, or who think he's totally insane, we can learn from this and come together. There's been such
Yeah.
a movement over the past I would say, for me, it started with the Trayvon Martin trials back in
Yeah.
I think 2014,
Yeah.
2013.
Yeah.
Since
that.
then, we're becoming aware. Sometimes our awareness is a little off,
Yeah.
but
Right.
nonetheless, we're still trying to get there.
Yeah.
So I hope this is
Right.
another notch or move forward. We're moving a little bit forward. We're taking a little bit more steps to get to where we need to be. Because these
Plus, I
conversations,
think it kind of clears up the disinformation that's put out there too, because a lot of times when information is shared, it's a lot of disinformation that's put out there too. So it gives us a chance to kind of clear some of that up too by bouncing things off of each other. Sometimes it's deep little details that you don't even know about, that you'll have a view on something, and then somebody will be like, well, did you know this and this, or he said this and this, and you'll be like, okay, now I feel completely different about it.
Yeah.
So
right?
But here is the
So
bad
yeah,
part. Here's the bad part coming from Kanye West's part though, and all the entertainers. If we fully wake up, we won't support them no more.
true, true.
Ooh.
And
that's real. That's real.
I want to get to that because I want to start talking about, because we got like 15 minutes left, 15, about Mr. Bill Cosby. And I'm glad you brought that up because,
Oh,
well, let's go into, first of all, so we know that he was convicted, found guilty of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault.
Yes.
And there's a lot. We are so divided on this issue. When I say we, people of color, we're very divided. Some of us like, yeah, throw him out with the dish rag and the dirty water. Some of us like, nah, he ain't do it. Keep hope alive. All that good stuff. And then there's others. Everybody has their own opinion. So when I think about this and how this all came about, I personally don't think he's going to serve a day in jail. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think he's going to serve 1 day in jail. And I hope he doesn't, honestly. I still believe that as of right now, there are 60 women who accused him of raping and drugging from 1960s to 2014.
Right.
The majority of them happened in the early 60s. And the problem is a lot of the women, what I'm hearing is that a lot of the women couldn't get convictions because the statute of limitations have passed. So that's why a lot of these cases couldn't be brought up. And I'm among the ones people say it's conspiracy theory. And what I'm struggling here with, this one time, this one man gets convicted. Now we're like, kudos to the justice system. The justice system does us so much great good. But when our other men are unjustly convicted, we have a problem.
Yeah.
You know, I remember, and I know before when OJ was on trial, I can't name one person of color that thought OJ killed Nicole Brown and their boy Ron Brown, Nicole what's her name? Nicole Simpson and Ron Brown. Yeah. I don't know one black person that thought that. I don't know one.
We don't know one black person that wanted to believe that at that time.
Say
but
that.
You know what I heard
say
people,
that.
What I heard people say. He said he ain't do it. He ain't do it. I don't care what nobody say. OJ didn't do it.
You didn't, because that's going off emotion. You didn't want to believe that the great OJ Simpson could do that. But
I just didn't believe he did it.
I feel like we're more awake now because I feel like in the past we covered it and covered it and covered it. And I feel like that's the reason why people are coming out more, because now people actually, we're taking the time to say, okay, hold on, let's give this another look. I feel like that's more woke to me, to actually consider, okay, we know black men get unjustly convicted all the time. So that's why at first we're like, hold up, did he do it now? But there are times when we cover it up before we're quick to forgive it or excuse it or say he didn't do it before we actually take a look. And I feel like this time, because of OJ, because of R. Kelly, we actually took a look and said, hold on.
Right.
All right. 60 women, where there's smoke, there has to be a little flicker of flame. That's
So let me ask you, do you feel that because of everything that's going on, where could he have gone to get an impartial jury? Because everywhere you turn and everybody knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Could he have honestly went somewhere and really gotten a fair trial with a jury who had no knowledge of what this case was about, and with all this Me Too? Had this Me Too movement not been so hot right now, do y'all think he would have been found guilty?
I don't feel like he would have got. I mean, the stuff in the media, of course, it affected the jurors because of a lot of it was his own fault, his own words. He
his
influenced.
A
lot of his own actions. And my whole thing is, I feel like the reason why, black people are taking it so hard is because from what I've been talking with my friends and other people, is because like Bill Cosby represented the TV dad of all TV dads. You understand? Like he was a doctor, his wife was a lawyer, like they were good parents. Like we feel bamboozled. So and it's like, a lot of people even looked up to him in real life with his own marriage and with, him donating money to schools. And it's like, okay, now you a creeper. And I feel like that's what a lot of it is causing us to take another look, because it's like I said, we feel bamboozled by him.
As a man, it was very hard for me because I was, I had a lot of love for Bill coming up, watching him on the Cosbys and stuff like that. And to hear these accusations, immediately I want to say, no, he'll never do that. But I had to feel like the white man who talk about black people or, trying to have a conversation with black people, because these are things that's happening to women. So you have this Me Too moment. I got to be respectful to women at the same time and and not say nothing, because I don't know what woman who I'm talking to that might have been raped. You know what I'm saying? So I got to be courteous to that. I got to be careful what I say because I don't, you know what I'm saying? With this whole situation, I didn't know how to feel. It was a bunch of mixed emotions.
Right.
I might
You're
talk to a
right.
person. I might talk to a person who was raped and be like, "Oh my God, yeah, he probably did it." Then talk to a brother and then come out that conversation saying that, "No, he might not did nothing." You know what I'm saying? So it was just all over. But one thing I do find, well, to go back, it's a company that I know well that really wanted to, you know, a lot of stuff fell in place with help him get in trouble. They wanted to buy NBC Universal. So Bill Cosby wanted that same brand. So to get rid of him, they had to tarnish his brand. So with that conspiracy theory on top
Right.
of everything else, it just made it really hard for me. You know what I'm saying? It made it really, really hard
Yep.
for me. It was a sad day for me. And like the what's the name was saying earlier, and a lot of us are conformists when it comes to here, where that's Bill Cosby, that's the pudding pot man. You don't see him doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it was tough. It was tough. It's still tough.
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
you brought
Imagine.
up the so when I think about what he's being accused of doing,
Yeah.
Right.
so when you think about the music we're listening to, this is what they rap about and sing about.
Hmm.
Taking
Pill
girls
popping.
home. She when she on X, she a zombie. All she want to do is fucking
Yep.
smoke. She get high with me. So
Yeah.
now
Yep.
there could be another 100 people that come on, women, and don't get me wrong, rape is wrong. No, we are not condoning rape. Unfortunately, the women who are jumping on this Me Too bandwagon just for some publicity,
Yeah.
Janice Dickinson, who got on
Yeah.
the stand and said she fabricated her entire story just
Yeah.
to sell her
Bruce Jenner.
memoir,
That's Bruce Jenner.
that makes it difficult for
Right.
women who this has actually happened
Yep.
to come forward and get justice.
Yes,
Everybody,
exactly.
let's be real. Everybody who's jumping on this Me Too wagon, ain't nothing happening to them.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and
I
that's
agree.
a stain. We're gonna have to take the good and with the bad.
And also too with that, they, you know, this is the first time I ever heard they they opened up a sealed conversation that he had just to convict him, really. You know, all that conversation
Right.
where he was talking about where he admitted to taking drugs, that was sealed up. For some reason they had to go to the judge, and the judge allowed.
Yeah, it was a still deposition.
Yeah, yeah. So
You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I know they went extra hard to convict him,
yeah,
and the whole him buying a network. You know, I know that. But at the end of the day,
yes,
do I feel like black people need to put their energy in defending and protecting Bill Cosby? No, because
yeah,
I feel like he did it. And
yeah,
regardless if they're going extra hard at him, they're not going extra hard at Weinstein. They're not going extra hard at this person. At
yes.
the end of the day, they need to go extra hard at everybody. But
Mhm.
he
Yeah.
put himself under there. I'm under the bus. He threw himself under there, and I just don't feel like we need to be worrying about him. I never really felt like Bill Cosby was like, you know, as I got older, I started to
Mhm.
feel like Bill Cosby was a little Uncle Tomish in a way. Anyway,
Mhm.
so you know,
But
I just don't feel
but
like he deserves our support like that.
well, is it fair for us to sit here and say, well, damn, what is it the reason why they doing him the way they doing him is because he black? Because all the other, even what's his name, the guy who going around giving people AIDS on purpose,
You
he
talk
ain't
about
even been.
Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, Charlie
Yeah.
Sheen, he's not even being dragged through the mud. I don't get
Nobody
it.
is being dragged through the mud.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
guy, Stephen Collins, Seventh Heaven, the guy,
yeah,
the
Yeah,
dad,
yeah,
Yeah.
he ain't. Yeah,
convicted
Yeah.
of molesting little girls,
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
girls, not
Yeah.
grown women, little girls. And
Yeah.
we still watch Seventh Heaven. They pulled all the Cosby shows off.
yeah.
I'm wondering though if that's because, and this is pure speculation. I hate speculation, but I'm wondering if that's because Bill Cosby had a larger impact on people
Yep.
emotionally, and it
Yep.
just hurts to see
Yes.
him more on
But that
TV.
was only,
Not
but
only
at
that,
that
look at
point,
the magnitude of it. The magnitude. Like, it's so many accusations. It's just so much. I just
Yeah,
feel like
but
at
at
this
that
point they
point, it
have
was
no
just
choice.
accusations. We didn't have any proof that he did anything. So because I've been accused we're going to cut everything off. Him and his wife have donated millions of dollars over the years to Spelman College. Spelman College, I guess, is the richest college in the world because they gave all the money back to him. And my problem with that is, if you're so concerned with what he's done and you're so disgusted, why not give that money to organizations that help victims of rape?
Yeah.
Right.
Why not even create scholarships at your school for rape victims and people who go through that? You just give the money back because you make a statement. Now you heard us, because our girls can't go to college where the money could have been helping somebody go to college.
Right. Exactly. And also, too, what type of system hid an individual over these many years?
That was my next question.
Exactly.
We hear about the industry. We hear about we hear R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Spacey. Everybody in the industry says, well, we knew they had a problem. I haven't heard one person in this industry say, well, you know what? Yeah, we knew Bill Cosby had a thing for drugging women. I have not heard any one.
You ain't heard about a thing called money? Money stopping that. Money's over. They bankable.
And power.
That's what it is.
Harvey Weinstein got in this business.
Okay.
How deep his money is? It's a
Harvey Weinstein got deep pockets.
Did you read the post by Marsha Warfield? Did you read her post?
No.
Oh, okay. Because she was one of them, and she said that she had heard about him doing that from a publicist, and that she used that material. She used that information as material in her jokes, and she said that she felt guilty about it because she never did anything. She made fun of it instead of actually doing something. And the thing about it is that I feel like, because it's so much a part of Hollywood party culture, that nobody felt like they needed to come forward. You understand?
Well, that's what what's his name said. Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
One of the Corey's. Yeah. Corey Feldman said the same thing. And that's why Corey Haim killed himself, because he said it back. He said it in an interview when he was a child that they was getting molested, and that the other Corey, couldn't take it. And he committed suicide off of that. You know what I'm saying? He said that he couldn't speak on it. He couldn't say who it was because it's such powerful individuals. You know what I mean? That have the ability.
It's the culture. How many women actually come forward and say, "Oh, he grabbed me in the club. Oh, he touched me in the club. He grabbed my booty. He grinded on me." No woman is gonna say that because that's the culture. No woman is going to actually go to the police and be like, "Oh my God, I feel assaulted," because that is the culture in the party scene. So that's why nobody's talking about it.
Not only that, I also feel like, okay, I'm an up and coming actress, right? I've been wanting to be an actress my whole entire life. Yep. This is all I want to do. You mean to tell me, okay, well, he touched me, but I'm gonna be in the next 10 movies or whatever. The money, man, the money is what it is. So I had to sleep with Harvey Weinstein, but I'm being this new movie with The Rock and make $100 million and all that other kind of stuff. Okay, he did that, but I'm be starring next to Meryl Streep or Tom Cruise or whatever the case might be. Even the director of Kill Bill, Quentin Tarantino. Tarantino said, "I knew about it, but he's financing my movie." So it's the money.
One question:
money and power.
Believe that in the 60s, a black man could really be a serial rapist and live this long to tell the story.
It wasn't rape, though.
Yeah, it wasn't.
In Hollywood culture, that's not rape. A lot of people, and the thing about it is that when I read some of the things that when people were talking about it, it was like, oh, he did this because he was Bill Cosby, so he wasn't really drugging them to rape them. He was drugging them so they wouldn't remember who he was.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's so many excuses that was made for him.
But I think the question more so says that, okay, we're in the 60s, and this one black man is drugging and making all these white women feel loose. So they think they've been violated. Is it fair to believe, even if they went home and told one of their white brothers or husbands that this one black man did this to them, even though he was Bill Cosby, that they wouldn't have tried to retaliate against him?
But back in the 60s,
No, not if their career
Bill Cosby
depends
coming
on it.
up, right? And Bill Cosby is Bill Cosby. I'm not saying that that's good. I'm saying it's Bill Cosby, right? So, which he makes money for these people. I can't get past that fact. He makes money for them,
So you
so he
honestly
could.
believe that a black man back then could drug and rape all these white women and
I
not
believe.
Yeah.
I believe a Bill Cosby back then, because Bill Cosby
Exactly.
is famous.
Bill Cosby, yeah.
You gotta remember, Bill Cosby was one of the first black men on television itself. You gotta remember
And
also
white people
too,
loved
Bill,
him.
yeah,
They
Bill,
loved
Right.
Bill
him.
He's
Cosby
famous.
created Picture Page.
There, yeah,
Bill
exactly.
Cosby created what's
Fat Albert,
the Fat Albert in the game. Yeah.
all that other stuff. Now,
So
there's no story, there's no cases of a regular ass black man raping and drugging a bunch
Right?
of
yeah,
white women. That story doesn't
yeah,
exist. Bill
yeah.
Cosby could do it because he Bill Cosby.
hmm
You
So if
trying to be
Bill
next to
Cosby
Bill Cosby?
wasn't Bill
But
Cosby, he would probably be dead by
If he
now.
wasn't Bill Cosby, no, he wouldn't have been doing it in the first place, because he wouldn't be in a position of power to be in a scene where he could drug and rape all these women.
But logically, what never made sense to me, if you giving them pills where that they cannot remember anything, I don't understand how they start to remember it now, all of a sudden. You know what I'm
After
saying?
30 years.
After 30 years on top of that. I'm just a little off by that. You know what I'm saying?
I give you that one, but the fact of the matter
Yeah.
is, the
I
man out there
mean,
raping women. That's
Yeah.
the fact of the
So
matter.
I'll say what my question is again. That's because this is what we talk about in our songs. We sing about it. I probably don't rap it or sang it on because that's what they talk about. So now we got Drake talking about it. We got Chris Brown, who I love.
Chris Brown?
I love Chris Brown. So, I mean, singing about drugging women and having sex.
Yeah.
So if we get 100 women, hey, Drake raped me, he drugged me, and raped
Drake
me.
is done. Drake's finished.
So
The
Drake
rapper
is done.
Drake.
Chris Brown is
rap.
done.
Well, Chris Brown should have
but
been done. I
listen,
personally.
but this is but let me tell you something. Their normal lives, and this is it. I'm gonna go right back to what I said. Their normal lives spill over into their lyrics. That is the culture. That's not the norm for a normal person.
Right.
Money and power. That's what they do in Hollywood.
At that point, do we gonna feel the same way about them? I just feel about Bill Cosby.
We should
Well,
though. We
I don't
should.
like.
That's the
I
problem.
don't rock with Chris Brown because of the whole Rihanna thing. I can't support Chris Brown off the strength of that alone. You know what I'm saying? You don't be. I can't be a Chris Brown supporter. You beat on women.
Well,
That to me is like.
To be fair, they
we
were
can-
both abusive.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It
because
doesn't matter to me. You don't put your hands.
The only abuser. If he was not the only abuser in the relationship, Rihanna has admitted that she hit him as well.
He did.
And guess what though? Chris Brown should have just pulled to the side, get your ass out my Lambo, and boom,
Get out my
gone.
car.
You can control that situation. It takes two people to do that.
He had options. That's what makes what he did.
They both
Okay.
had an option not to hit him. Because I'm like this. Nobody's put their hand on nobody. I'm not gonna put your hands on
Right.
you.
No, I agree.
Put your hands on me. Now I
agree.
I agree that both women, men and women, we stay a little bit too long in relationships where we shouldn't be. I can't say why we stay and why one doesn't, but I think everything comes to a head because if you keep poking at somebody, poke somebody in the face, you keep poking, eventually they're gonna poke you back. Yes,
Okay, but let's take a look at Chris Brown physically and Rihanna physically.
Exactly.
She is 0% intimidating. Ain't nothing Rihanna could do to me that's gonna make
And
me.
not only that, he didn't have to beat her face to a pulp in order to defend himself. He didn't have to do that. I feel like
I agree with what she said. He had options, and he chose the wrong ones. So off the strength of that alone, they was both doing it or whatever. I've been in relationships with a girl telling myself, and I'm just like, get your girl if you don't.
You know, coming from my end where I've seen stars like at 103.5 The Beat and hear how they talk to each other and how they communicate. Like it's not like a normal conversation what we having right here. It's like motherfucker, bitch, you ain't shit. You know what I mean? They talk to each other
So
real
aggressive.
harsh. Yeah. So like going back to the culture itself.
Yeah.
It's the culture. You know what I'm saying? All that's got to change, and it's starting
And
with
that's
all
what
these
Nikki
stars
was
and all
saying
these people.
too.
Huh?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
That's what Nikki was saying. That this if we're gonna be upset about Bill Cosby, like real deal, all of those lyrics, like if you really think about it, and it's the truth, like it perpetuates that.
Molly Percocet.
Yeah, exactly.
Molly Percocet. Come on.
I mean, you got little girls going to pop X because they're hearing it in a song, or popping Molly's because that's what's the end thing now.
Yeah.
So I pop a Molly. Of course, if I'm in a club, it's going to be it was much easier for someone to take advantage of me if I'm in that state.
Yeah, you got people.
Okay, but you know, and I say this very lightly, but I have to bring it up. A song is entertainment, real deal. But Bill Cosby was out here drugging folks for real.
For real.
Real life.
Real life. Real time.
I'm a regular old person. I ain't no celebrity. I go to house parties right now, and I can promise you there's at least 4 or 5 different recreational drugs of your choice.
Oh, yeah. I know. So
I can only imagine the kind of drugs and everything that's at a celebrity.
Oh, I know.
So
they got that.
Situation, I'm aware I'm good. I don't drink. If I drink, I fix my own drink. I don't want nothing else. But I can only imagine going to a regular old house party, having this and that, and then going somewhere else. A celebrity party, especially. And I know it's only entertainment for most cases, but this stuff is happening all the time. And I think if we're going to be intolerable, we need to be intolerable 100%. Not just.
But that's not. But Nikki, that's not our life. That's not the life. I'm not to say that music is not influential, because it definitely is. But that is not the life of an average person. That's real deal. And then that's not to say that music won't perpetuate it. But that is entertainment. The moment I hear that Chris Brown real deal drug somebody, then I'm gonna be up in arms the same way I'm up in arms about Bill. But that's music. If folks want to sing about that, let them sing about it. Long as they ain't out there really drugging people. But we know that Bill Cosby, because he said it, for sure was out there drugging people in real life.
But
it takes a different intensity for each situation.
But entertainment is art, and art imitates.
It does.
Yeah.
So they all going together.
We have some comments. So one lady says it bothers her that women get passes for hitting a man.
Me too. It bothers me too, because I have a son.
I don't know about getting passes.
I had a Me Too moment. Somebody hit me, slapped me in my face. See how you laughing at my page? See how you laughing at my page?
Now you laughing, Nikki. You victim shaming.
Stop
victim shaming, Nikki.
Shame the devil.
Look at that. And you know what? And that's why a lot of men don't report when abuse is going on. You know what I'm saying? You call the police. You call the police because your girlfriend hitting on you. They come to the house. They arrest you.
Right.
Your girlfriend beating you up. They arrest you. They tell you that's happened to me. I call the police on my girl. She hitting me. I call them. They told me to leave. I'm like, this is my house. You want me to leave? Get her. But let her. Oh, he sounds like he might hit me. I'm click. Whip, whip.
Yeah. Once again, that's the culture. You know what I'm saying? That's the culture of the police. They just look at the women as if they do no wrong. So that's why you really have to choose who you be with. You know, you got to be with a person who's not going to even put you in that position, raise their hand or nothing like that. But, you know.
We have another comment. She says that providing drugs, which is what her belief is what Bill Cosby did, providing drugs and drugging somebody are 2 different things.
She's correct.
Yes.
She's correct, but he admitted,
once they're
even
under
though
the
the
influence
deposition
of that
was sealed, he admitted to doing it.
Right. But, and it doesn't matter if he provided them some drugs, okay, that doesn't make it okay. Hey, by the way, here, take this rape drug real quick. Take this rape pill. No. If you at the party with Bill Cosby and he slipped you something to make you loosen up and blah, 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 and you just trying to, feel good and blah, 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 and then he takes advantage of you in that state,
in your
that
state.
Doesn't make it right.
If I'm at a club, I got some ecstasy, then we have sex, you took advantage of me?
No.
If you weren't aware, if you're unresponsive and you're like, oh, what's going on? We at the house? Oh, how did we get here? Oh, my clothes is off. What's going on?
Logically, I want both of y'all to prove it. If y'all high and out of it, you have to prove it. How would you prove besides the stickiness on your tooth?
Man, you better fire up that camcorder. You know what I'm saying? Your Honor, I tape it all. Take a look. She's a freak, Your Honor. There it is. Play it back. You see how she? Now look at. Yeah. I don't know, but I'm saying if he gives you something, okay, and you take it willingly, this is a I don't even know what they call it. This is a whatever. It's a relaxer. You finna chill, blah blah blah, and then you. Okay, let's get it on. Wrong, Bill. Sorry, buddy.
Well, we don't know like that's how it went. We only going by what they say. And they don't even
But just because you take a drug, just because you take a drug, you willingly take a drug, that doesn't mean you consented to sex.
Right.
That doesn't mean that's not the same thing. Willingly taking a drug and consenting to sex is two totally different things.
Right.
Well,
he should have got consent before he gave her the drug.
If you took a drug and the drug makes you forget everything, you don't know if you consented to it or not.
Exactly. So he shouldn't have. If he knows the effects of the drugs, he put himself in that situation by even trying to hunch somebody while they intoxicated.
My whole thing is, you Bill Cosby, nigga, you famous. You could just snap your fingers and get I ain't gotta drug you. That's what kills me about it. I ain't gotta drug you. I'm famous.
Yeah. You I guess they didn't have back page back then.
Y'all, we can talk about this all night. But
what?
I was so bad.
They had Foxy Sisters in the alley.
Yeah. They was in the back alley, but they ain't the back page.
So I want to start with Shaka, Fluffy Girl United. Tell us where we can follow you, where we can find you.
On Instagram at Fluffy Girls United.
That's it.
That's all you got.
Oh, and at the Fluffy Girl Movement, my personal Instagram.
Okay. Mr. Yo Partner, tell us where we can follow you and find you on social media.
You can find me at Yo Partner on Instagram. That's YOPODNER _. And also on Facebook, you can find me Jimmy Baldwin. Okay. And also on Instagram, you can find me Studio 510 as well too. Venue for rental fees.
Get that in there.
Actually, it's Kels. Tell us where we can find you.
Y'all know you can find me on Instagram. Actually, it's Kels. You can find me on Facebook, Keldrick Mobley. You can find me on Twitter, Keldrick Mobley. And if you go online, I'm actually revamping my website, KeldrickMobley.com. I'm going to be starting a consultation business. So if anybody needs a creative consultation business, so if anybody needs help with anything creative, you're trying to write a book, you're trying to write a screenplay, or you just need some motivation and you're trying to get that creativity out, I'm gonna help you get that out of you. A lot of us got it in there. They be like, hey, I want to write a book, I want to do this, but get that out of you to help you do that. So I'm revamping that too.
Kels, make sure you give him your back page account too.
I had to delete my account. You know,
no Quaaludes.
Sneaky.
I had to. You saying? Don't let them know that.
Yeah, I am your host, Nikki Dollars. You can find me on Instagram at @the_Nikki Dollars. And again, remember, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, if you're watching us on YouTube, please, I think it's down there. Hit the subscribe button. If you're watching us on Facebook, you can always go over to YouTube and subscribe. The Curve Unplugged. I want to thank all of my guests, Kels, Yo Partner, the Fluffy Girl United. This conversation was awesome, and I wish we had more time. I really
Me too.
You got all the time in the world, man. You do what you want. It's your channel.
We're going to start doing like a Curve Unplugged after hours or after the after show, the show after the after show.
This how the after show going to look.
No, we're going to drug her. We're going to take over the show.
They're going to Bill Cosby.
They're going to get the Bill Cosby. You know what that Bill Cosby was doing? Hitting him when he was walking to the thing.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your questions. I will see you next week. Same station, same time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
I log off this thing. Why I gotta hit? What button I gotta hit?